This is a place where you will become a better teacher because the expectations are high. There's a lot of support behind you, and all of that comes together to give you opportunities to really grow as a professional.
They're always trying innovative new things and different things in the classroom and anything to get the kids involved and ready to go.
Teachers are working with the kids all the time to bring them along.
The teachers and their true love for their students, and they're absolutely called to do what they are doing, and they care so much. They will encourage your student to go beyond.
The thing that keeps me going and the thing that's really motivated me is I want to make an impact on the lives of kids.
The teachers at the middle school are very supportive of the students. I think that they seek to know them individually. They can determine which students need extra help and which ones should be pushed and could be more self-sufficient.
Once you get to a district where teachers come and stay, you know that you've hit upon something, there's success.
I was the youngest of 3, so not only would I have teachers that would go, oh, I had your brothers. I had quite a few teachers that would say, I taught your mom, or I taught your uncle. And that really gets your attention. And it's like, oh my gosh, you know my whole family.
They don't just check a box. They go beyond, and they encourage them to be more than they can be, or more that they think that they can be.
One of the other things I love about the intermediate and middle school grades is that we are in a very unique and important position. Our students come as 10-year-olds and they leave as high schoolers.
By the time your child is leaving here in 8th grade to go to high school, they feel so prepared to go and be a freshman, and they're so excited. So I think our school does a really good job of helping the kids transition.
To really have the honor of shaping those lives between 10 years old and 15 years old is really soulful work. And I think we're really privileged to be a part of that.
I don't think you can beat Highland Park parents, and there's a strong parent base here. From parents working in the cafeteria to parents who want their kids to succeed, and our students have a whole lot of experiences that you don't find in other school districts.
Parents are very involved, and I am amazed at how willingly people give up their time and their effort, their background and their training to come and help the school. They will give up hundreds of hours every year to come and be part of their children's education, and I find that to be just inspiring.
I can't tell you that as a principal or any job I ever had, if I needed 10 ladies to come in with one day's notice to help with anything, they were there.
The volunteerism is unbelievable. I have watched people volunteer here and just truly stand amazed.
You have opportunities to be behind the scenes through the cafeteria, through the spirit shop, through leading other initiatives where we make the staff feel very appreciated, because let's be honest, when you are a parent of a middle schooler, that can be a challenging time, and so I'm sure it's equally challenging for the teachers.
When we opened the new middle school, time was running away, and we didn't know if we were going to have everything ready for the opening of school. And I had mothers come to me and they said, we will bring our vacuum cleaners and we will bring anything and we will get it done. And they would do anything.
They thoroughly enjoy what they do. They want to be here. They want to be in the school. They want to be helping. On top of that, our volunteer man hours that were given by parents and even grandparents at the school this year, the PTA was totally, with all of the different income sources, was able to gift $440,000 to McCulloch Intermediate School and Highland Park Middle School, and then $60,000 to the HPISD Foundation. So that's a significant accomplishment. Every single man hour counts here. Every single volunteer hour makes a difference in the school, and it helps our bottom line.
We have parents who support what the teacher does. We have parents who see that their children do the work that's been assigned, provide them a setting in which to do it, and parents set a role model for their students.
Parental involvement, I think, is very important, because the school can teach values and teach education, but if they're not supported and sustained in the home environment by the parents, the kids don't necessarily view that as being as important as it should be.
Without a doubt, the involvement of the community and the involvement of the parents and the high expectations for everyone, whether that's students, parents, administrators, teachers, really drive the district to be the best and to be truly excellent.
My grandfather is Arch McCulloch, and he served on the school board from 1950 to 1972 and was president for 20 of those years. And currently, McCulloch Intermediate School is named in his honor. Granddad was the longest serving board member in the history of HPISD. I can only suppose that it was just his desire to give back to the community. He sent his 4 kids through Highland Park, and he was so pleased with the education that they received. So it meant a lot when they decided to name it. It was very, very much an honor. I mean, our family is very, very honored to have the McCulloch name still there.
One of the things that's really unique about the intermediate and middle school is that we are 2 schools on one campus. And so in many ways, we're 2 separate schools, and in some ways, we're one school.
I got to see the old school before it was torn down, and then the new school as it was being built. And then we were the first ones going into the brand new middle school. And what a fun time that was for the district when it had been so many years since we'd had a new building.
When the building was kind of, as my mother says, getting long in the tooth, there was question as to whether they should try to renovate the old school or build a new one. And it kept going back and forth and back and forth. And I remember they were going to put it to a vote. And so the morning of the vote, there was a huge thunderstorm the night before, and the roof leaked. And so as the voters walked down the hallway, all the artwork that had been hanging on the wall, the paper was completely blank, and all the paint was running down the wall. Then they got to the gym, and all the toilets had backed up. And so it smelled like a barnyard in there when they came to vote. So they decided we needed a new building. But I keep telling the kids, if I ever leave, it's going to be through natural causes, then I'm going to come haunt the building and turn the lights off and shut people's lockers.
Tradition is the middle name in Highland Park. You recognize right away how special that is. And now after being here 10 years, I can see how those roots really grow and how the parents come in who were here as children and their children are here now. I know many of the grandparents in the community and their grandchildren are here, and they're very proud of their grandchildren and proud of what their kids are doing and their grandkids are doing.
I had a child whose parents had gone through the Highland Park district, and they came up to me and they said, "This is the classroom where we met in 6th grade."
All of those parents have a lot of pride in, you know, the school district and what their kids do, what their kids can accomplish, and you know, they want nothing but the best for their kids.
And having that kind of intergenerational connection is really unique, and having those deep roots here is really unique.
What makes this school special is the traditions that are part of Highland Park Independent School District.
Some of us that share both campuses can really see how the traditions and transitions from one grade level to the next really makes sense. We take those 5th graders in and we still do a lot of things like they do at elementary school, and then we start with more of a middle school format, but it's still linked to the intermediate school bell schedule in 6th grade. And then when we transition to 7th and 8th grade, it looks more like a middle school schedule and more like a high school, so that we're preparing them for the transition on to the high schools.
You know, whether you're a Higher Husky or a UP Panther, you know, kids look forward to moving from the elementary school to being a Raider at the intermediate and middle school and wearing red and gold. And there's a lot of pride in that.
In this environment, anything is possible. You're only limited by your own creativity and your own resources. And so I think everyone here really drives everybody else to be better.
You know, and a lot of times it's because there's an expectation there for the kids to succeed, so they work hard, but there's also, you know, a great many of our students who want to learn and succeed just you know, for their own benefit.
And the standards are always at a certain level, and we don't ever go below that. And we expect the kids to rise to the level and even go beyond, and they always do.
We see a lot of parents who move into the district because of the services and the education that are offered here, and the excellent teachers that we have, the excellent programs that we have, whether it's, you know, academic programs such as our gifted program or our special education program or an athletic program.
I attribute it to the fact that we're doing a great job and people want to be in this school district and they will do whatever it takes to be here.
The quality of education that our children have received is the reason that we came, and it's the reason that we've stayed in the district.
Synergy is the right word for it. When our parents and our students and our teachers and the community all come together with the same goals and the same driver, which is to make sure that we give the best education possible to our students, everyone's working toward the same thing, then the possibilities are endless.